confident that we'll do it at least by Tuesday. We have a logistical challenge of getting everyone in town, and because of the conversation I had with Hakeem Jeffries, I know that we've got to pass a rule and probably do this mostly on our own. I think that's very unfortunate. When you're talking about the Department of Homeland Security, remember what's included in that. You have TSA agents for the airports. You have the Coast Guard. You have FEMA. We're in the middle of a winter storm disaster on the East Coast. We can't play games with this.
That's the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, predicting the House will end this partial government shutdown tomorrow, even without Democrat support for funding Department of Homeland Security. The Senate passed a funding package on Friday after striking a bipartisan deal with the White House. The House Rules Committee taking up that funding package today. It includes 5 appropriations bills, which funds the government through September. And it also funds just 2 weeks of stopgap money for the Department of Homeland Security. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries reportedly telling Speaker Johnson Democrats will not help Republicans pass the bill, while the GOP contends with a razor-thin majority. Joining me now is Minnesota Congressman and the House Majority Whip, Tom Emmer. Congressman, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. What a mess once again. How do you think this plays out?
Well, good morning, Maria. The Republicans in the House, Republicans in general, are the party of responsibility. We've already passed all 12 spending bills out of the House. The Senate, with agreement of Democrats and the White House, passed 11 of the 12 back. And as you've just pointed out, the 12th, the Homeland Security bill, has a 2-week CR. We're going to get it done tonight, and we're going to govern for the American people.
Yeah, it's funny because President Trump mentioned this the other day, and he pointed out that isn't it interesting that every time your colleagues agree to funding, they do it right before a really important thing. Like, so you're funded until September, right? Right before the midterm elections.
That is correct, and it does seem to be more than just a coincidence, Maria. But on this one, look, we passed all these. House Republicans are taking back the power of the purse. You heard our Speaker talk about it. We passed all these across. They should have been passed by the Senate last week, but they've got a problem with the Homeland Security bill, they say, because of ICE. Think of this, Maria. We've already funded ICE through 2029. We put $30 billion into President Trump's big, beautiful bill. So how can that even be the issue? And now here they are. Hakeem Jeffries and his sorry leadership is going to hold the American people hostage again by trying to obstruct funding when it comes to TSA, when it comes to the Coast Guard, when it comes to FEMA. It's just foolish. It's exactly what they did back in September. It does no one any good. And by the way, Republicans will get this done with President Trump.
So Congressman, explain how that happens, because you say it's funded already, right? You've already funded these operations, and yet your colleagues are saying they're only allowing money for the next 2 weeks.
Right. Well, they want to negotiate quote-unquote reforms in the bill, and these are primarily Democrat senators, because clearly on the House side, they don't have any answers. All they have is just say no, just be obstructionist, just hold TSA, FEMA, the Border Patrol, hold them hostage, hurt the American people. At the end of the day, what happens is that $30 billion, that was passed, that funds ICE, the Immigration and Customs agents, through 2029, $30 billion. In this bill, there's $10 billion in the bill that supposedly goes to ICE. But, Maria, if you look at it, it's for unaccompanied minor children. That money is in there because the Biden administration lost some 400,000 minors that were flowing across our southern border. And the Trump administration, President Trump, is trying to use a government of the whole approach to not only find those kids, but also any kids coming across unaccompanied minors, making sure that they go to family members or responsible adults, as opposed to those who might traffic them and abuse them. So I don't understand why Hakeem thinks this is a good idea to harm the children, because that's what you're doing.
Wow, that is just incredible. I mean, at the end of the day, though, you've got this razor-thin majority. I mean, are you going to be able to get this done? You say you are going to be able to vote tomorrow and reopen government?
Right. Rules is meeting tonight, as you previously reported. We'll vote on that rule tomorrow morning, if all goes well, about 11 o'clock. Remember, we're dealing with storms across the country. We expect to have all of our members here. At this point, something could change, but we'll vote on the rule at 11, and we'll vote on the package of bills later in the day tomorrow.
Congressman, what are the chances that you do another reconciliation bill at the end of the year or later in the year?
That's in large part up to our members. This is something that our Speaker is committed to going through the process because, quite frankly, there's a lot of great stuff that was left on the cutting room floor last summer, Maria, and we do have the opportunity to do another reconciliation bill, which, as you know, only requires 50+1 votes in the Senate, which is why it's so attractive. We'll see how that process goes here in the next few weeks.
Meanwhile, a federal judge is declining to halt the administration's immigration crackdown in Minnesota. She says she did not have the authority to do so. The Saturday ruling in response to Minnesota now suing the government, alleging the administration is using operations to coerce changes in state policies and punish Democrat officials. The White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, told me on Sunday the president will not waiver his policies on illegal immigration. Watch this.
The president will be the decider on any policy changes. But what I know in talking with the president and seeing what this administration has done over the course of the last year is that President Trump is never going to waver in the commitment that he made to the nearly 80 million Americans who voted for him to deport illegal alien criminals who broke our nation's laws to get here and then have committed further crimes of violence against American citizens. And that's why ICE and Border Patrol are true patriots. The Democrats need to agree to stop demonizing them. We've heard despicable rhetoric from people on the left comparing ICE to the Nazi Gestapo, Donald Trump's police force. That is egregious language that has led to the increase in violence, threats, and attacks against ICE agents who are brave men and women who put on the uniform to enforce our nation's immigration laws.
Well, the rhetoric is just incredible, Congressman. And then, of course, there's Tim Walz. He's about to testify. Your thoughts on that, because the governor and the AG of Minnesota will be testifying in front of the Oversight Committee. Minnesota governor and the Attorney General are going to do so in front of the House Oversight Committee on March 4th. James Comer, chairman, saying that it's all part of his investigation into the Minnesota welfare fraud. I know you introduced the Stop Citizenship Abuse and Misrepresentation Act. You're calling it the Scam Act, allowing the government to revoke naturalized citizenship of anybody convicted of fraud within 10 years of becoming an American citizen.
Yeah, it's just expanding and clarifying on the current law that we already have, Maria. I believe that if you come to this country and this great country and you become a citizen, you should be assimilating. You should be trying to be a great American. If you engage within 10 years of becoming a citizen in espionage, in aggravated felony, or you're working with a foreign terrorist group, you should be denaturalized and sent back to where you came from, because clearly you don't appreciate the citizenship opportunity that you have in this country. When it comes to Tim Walz and Keith Ellison, look, Tim Walz said the fraud is make-believe, Maria. They're going to come in and testify on March 4th in front of Jamie Comer's Oversight Committee. And if it's make-believe, Tim, where did the $9 billion go that it's estimated that the fraud that went out from your administration the last 9 years, and by the way, the $250 million feeding our future largest pandemic fraud case in the country, Maria, it ain't fraud. They've already indicted 96 people, 85 from our Somali community, and 60 of them have been convicted. There's housing fraud, there's daycare fraud, there's child center fraud. You saw the Leering Center that Nick Shirley, in a matter of hours, Maria, found more fraud that Tim Walz and Keith Ellison have found in the last 7 years, and it's only because he was looking for it.
Yeah, well, that was crazy. Yeah, the Leering Center. I mean, it's like, instead of Learning Center. I mean, Congressman, we'll be watching all of that. We so appreciate your time this morning, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
All right, Congressman Tom Emmer on Capitol Hill. We'll be right back. Stay with us.